Thank you, studio audience.
Wow.
We love you. Oh, well, we got a great crowd out tonight. Thank you for coming back again. And welcome to What the Podcast. It's a show where four lifelong friends.
There's no boundaries.
We got no boundaries. Well, for the rest of our lives.
Well, yeah, of course.
However long that's going to be.
Like a couple weeks, maybe.
A couple weeks.
Just
for you?
before we started recording, Annie said, "Oh, I miss the lightning lemonade from Panera. Let's bring it back." The lightning lemonade that was making people have heart attacks.
No, she didn't know what it was called. She said, "You know that lemonade that was killing people?"
Yeah, it was like that was
and
the
then you
important
said
part.
lightning lemonade, and she said, "Yeah, let's bring that back."
She said, "Oh, I miss it."
Don't give
You
her the
missed
benefit
that
of the doubt
people were
because
getting heart attacks
She didn't
from
know the
that?
name of it. She just knew it as the lemonade that was killing
That kills people.
And that's
I'm
what
just
she wanted to
saying.
bring
And
back.
and
We
you
need
know
a little
how
bit
she
more
thought of
spice
it
in the
was
world.
she saw you drinking a lemonade.
Yeah, I know.
I said that kind of looks like it could kill you.
Yeah, well, hopefully it does.
I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
Together we are.
Ryan and John, that caught me off guard. I apologize.
Yeah, well, it's all right. That's all right. It's only 224 episodes.
Yeah, you're right on that. You're right.
Thank you.
He's that good.
I'm that good.
It's because you're writing it's because you're doing the names on both sides now. It's really getting in your.
It's really
your
getting
psyche now,
ingrained.
you know?
Yes, absolutely. Been doing a lot of copyright for the show lately,
Yeah.
so keeping track of that.
Yeah, someone's got to do it.
On the couch as always, Cara Tafolla, my wife. My wife. All right.
Uh-oh.
Enthusiastic from Cara.
Thank you.
I
And
like that your jacket's matching your socks.
It doesn't.
Thank
It's
you.
not an exact match. It's pretty close.
It's more like the threads in between.
Yeah.
joining us this week is Annie the Skovmand, always fresh, never frozen.
Hello.
All right, short one for you.
Short one. Yeah.
Shorty.
Thanks.
And let's just get right into it, guys. There's a lot to talk about today.
There is.
Mm-hmm.
Lot to talk about. Cara, why don't you rip into subject number one for this episode?
Libraries.
Okay.
Seems like a bad.
Got to be the hardest
like,
transition.
A bad PBS radio channel. And today we're talking about
Libraries.
Annie, when was the last time you stepped foot into a library?
I
Truly.
stepped foot into a library.
It couldn't have been recently.
Probably upwards of 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
It's got to be longer than that.
No,
Not
'cause
that I
I
don't
used to
think
use
you're
it-
well read.
Okay, die.
I
I
can honestly say, in the time I've known you, never seen you with a book in your hand.
It's true. I can say that too.
You guys suck.
Hey,
you know what she does?
I
though?
also don't read. So
Every once in a while,
Anyway.
she puts one in the dash of her car, like she reads. And I go, "What books?" She's like, "Oh, I'm reading." I'm like, "This is the same book from 6 months ago." You
I
still
like
reading
it because
I have
it's
two
as
books
if
that I
she's on
borrowed
the
from a
go.
friend.
Yes,
I-
Like,
Yeah.
I'll just throw my
You know?
book at the dashboard.
and
like,
it's a smart move. I'm going to start doing it too. And so people ask me, like, "Oh, you're a reader?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a
it's
reader."
kind of good.
I used to use the library when I was in school as like because they have study rooms you could rent out,
Sure.
and I would go there and study before I had
to
like
watch
midterms.
TikToks. You'd go there to watch Instagram
No,
reels.
I pretty exclusively use the library
go ahead.
for
Raise your hand in this room if you have a
CD-ROM
bachelor's
games.
degree.
Booyah.
Crazy.
Oh,
Crazy.
wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You-
guess I
if
guess
that's
I
the road
could.
you do want to go down,
Yeah.
let's say where they're from.
Yeah,
Theater
go ahead.
school and Liberty University. Awesome. Yeah, so don't, I
That's
mean,
pretty
you
good.
just
I'll
have to
give you
be-
that.
don't start.
It's
because we
accredited. It's accredited.
Both
Yeah.
accredited.
Scamda
Wah, wah.
and
Oh, yeah.
Scamda
You just have to be a
and-
registered Republican to get a degree from
and
Liberty,
homeschool
that's it.
Liberty.
And you have to be a
University.
Democrat for AMDA. So
Yeah,
So
period.
there you go.
Okay, so
There you go.
tell us about
Libraries.
it's mostly for the book talk
Yeah.
girlies. You know, book talk blowing up. Barnes & Noble has like book talk sections now, all this stuff. So I first wanted to go to the library because I got a Kindle because I was reading a lot. And then there's an app called Libby
Yeah.
Mhm.
where if you sign up through your library, you can borrow digital copies of books. So today, I need some more books to
Yeah,
read right
you
now.
queen.
So a while ago, we visited Aaron because he works at a library.
That's
Yep.
our friend Aaron Corbett.
So we got our library card from there.
friend of the
And
show.
then today, we went to a library that Ryan grew up going to. And different library card. Tried to use my card. Didn't work. There's a difference between the San Diego City and the San Diego County.
Yeah, that would make
Two
sense.
different
What?
systems. Yep. So this one was
That
a
seems
San Diego
stupid.
City library card.
Hold on. Don't look for a reason not to go to the library. Annie.
No, it just seems stupid that.
And he goes,
It's a
I'm not going
county
to go to
that
any
city-
libraries because you have to have two separate cards.
And then he said that a lot of times people will return books to the wrong branch,
Yeah.
but they work together to
But they
return each
they
other's books. So
communicate.
I'm like, why can't the be
Then
just
why
be the
wouldn't you
same?
put it in the same system?
Because
Exactly.
why wouldn't you go to your local library every time?
I
That's
just
not
don't get if
the
there's
question.
they already because one of them had to have been set up first. Like you already have a library system set up. Why wouldn't you just replicate that?
Well, because they're getting
instead
different.
of building
It's
a new
city versus county. So
Different
they're
budgets.
getting
So,
different
like
fundings
fundings.
allocated.
So
Yeah.
through the Libby app, you can
Mhm.
only they don't have San Diego City. They only have San Diego County books.
I'll tell
through
you,
that app.
nothing makes you feel
Crazy.
stupider. I mean, you walk through a Barnes and Noble and the books are like, you can spend easily $15, $20, $25, $30 on a book.
I say like the average like 25.
They're all in there for free at the library.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you feel
And-
dumb not thinking about it.
And no more fees. They just put a hold on your account until you return the book.
Okay. Yeah.
So
No
you could go in,
fees?
you could go and check out a book, and the next time you come in, it's like, oh, okay, well, you brought it back, so it's all good. So technically, you could, own
You
it.
can keep a book for a long time.
The last library I went to is the library my sister and brother-in-law live up. I don't know exactly their neighborhood, but actually it just came up on a TikTok because it's like on Book Talk. They're like, "Hey, Book Talk girlies, like this is the
You're on
library you
Book
need
Talk?
to go to." No, I think it's just because I've already been to this library, but it has like an aquarium in it. It's so
Let me tell
cool.
you, since libraries are like, because they're like government
Yeah.
owned, right?
Sure.
They're nice.
Yeah.
they
are
nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I pretty exclusively use the library to check out CD-ROM games. So I was playing, Freddy Fish. I was
Yeah.
playing like all those fun games.
That's really cool.
You know
they
what I'm
have
talking about.
3D.
Putt-putt.
The one in Alpine has 2 3D printers,
Uh-huh.
and then you can go to the library and you can 3D print things.
I'll
The
do
one in La
one
Mesa
better.
has one
I'll do
too.
one better. Aaron said that every library in San Diego has one.
That's
And you could go in and it's
crazy.
like 15 cents an ounce or something.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can
That's-
just print things. 3D
Wait, no,
print
that's
things.
that's a
Thrill.
different thing you're buying. Wait, what is it? Per ounce?
What are they
$15. $15 an ounce, and they come in little baggies.
Dime bag.
That's
No.
good.
interesting.
That's
So
good.
yeah,
I
we
like
walked
that.
into the library and Ryan literally went. We would come here all the time and we'd head straight towards the CD-ROMs.
Yeah.
We went into that room.
Good times.
No more CD-ROMs.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
That's
they don't
nice.
have them anymore, believe it or not.
That's whack.
But it's cool. It was chill in there in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
Vibes are high.
We
I
both had
literally was
the day
like,
off. We went in there.
oh my gosh, kids. There were literally like parents bringing their kids in there and
yeah,
I was
Parents
like,
and
this is
kids,
like a
people
playground.
reading, people charging their phones.
vibes are
playing on the
high.
computers.
High vibes, I'd say.
Going to the
Mhm.
computer. So pro libraries.
Pro
Bro.
Do
library.
you think they're gonna get defunded?
No,
Um,
there were
Probably.
honestly enough like kids in there.
Well, the city one will. I mean, but like this, there's a
County
difference
one?
between the two. Yeah, whatever. One of them probably will get defunded, but
Yeah.
because like the state
And I
stuff's not
guess,
going
in,
to change.
I guess in that case,
right?
thank God they don't have the same system.
Yeah, I mean, someone's going to survive.
I feel like it would be really hard to like put a spin on the library, like a political spin. I feel like
Really?
it's like it makes everybody smarter.
They got rid of the Department of Education. You think it's gonna be hard for them to spin getting rid of
They want to.
libraries?
They didn't get rid of it, did they? The
Just-
Department of
just
Education?
about.
Yeah, they locked the front doors. You didn't see that video?
No, I didn't.
They're
see
like,
Oh my
"Tum, tum,
gosh!
no
Yes.
more.
Senators came and were like, we want in, and they're like, this department doesn't exist anymore. They like fully they locked it. them out of the
It's
building.
probably on
the
hold.
Department of Education.
It's probably on hold.
the federal Department of Education.
Wait, does
That's
that
so
mean I don't have to pay
obnoxious.
back my loans?
no, that's a different thing.
My federal loans?
Probably.
It means that you definitely will have to. Any programs that like my brother-in-law's in. I said this. My brother-in-law's in a program where if you work at a Title I school for
Yeah.
whatever years,
Your loans
he-
will get.
Yeah, that means if
like
there's a
5
good
and 7
chance
or
he
something like
won't
that.
get his loans paid back because that program won't be funded. As far as like
That
getting their money back,
sucks.
they're getting their money back.
Honestly,
That's happening no matter
haven't
what.
paid loans in I don't even know how long because they paused it during COVID and then they opened it up a little bit. Literally, I think they literally opened up for 2 months
Yeah.
and then they shut it down again and paused loans again.
Check it out. You might be needing to pay. Everybody else is paying back loans.
No, no.
That's
and
the
take
FBI raid comes to Little House Coffee.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
That's
They
for
tackle
the-
you
maybe
behind
private,
the-
maybe
That's for-
private
that's for a
loans.
food hand-
Private
food
loans
ha-
you still have to
the food
pay,
handler's
but
license.
federal loans, I literally get emails that are like from the company that I have to pay back. Like it's on pause.
Now this
You
might
don't
be
have to pay.
wrong, but whatever. I've been wrong on this show before. I have this attitude of like, come and take it. Like, what do you mean it's my job to figure it out? Like, you want your money back, come and get it. Like, you know where I live, you know how much I make. If it's that important to you, garnish my wages or whatever. But I don't know.
I every so often get into a spiral of like, I'm gonna be like, destitute and whatever, and I look into what. I get really worried about becoming homeless.
Okay.
I get but I looked into what has to happen in order for you to declare bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
You just scream it.
I declare bankruptcy.
Michael, that's not how that works.
Sorry,
No, but they like will basically repo everything you own as
Yeah.
like collateral for.
Sure.
They're like, okay, like we're gonna take your car and we're gonna take your computer and we're gonna take all this stuff and like, yeah, that like we
yeah,
take
but then you get
everything.
to start over.
Yeah, they
No
take
debt.
they take everything they can and then they're like, okay.
The thing is, the banks want you to be like partaking in capitalism. So they'll take as much as they can without making you destitute. Like they want you to
know.
be able to go to work to pay them.
Or
Yeah.
they'll still let you keep your house.
Right.
They'll just
Yeah.
take your car.
Right. I mean, you really have to be like far and away, like really overborrowed, really underworked.
Well, and what's crazy is like businesses use
Overborrowed,
bankruptcy a lot, but like it's designed for like the individual.
Good.
Get that on a shirt.
Yeah,
What's
I'm-
podcast
I'm
logo?
writing that down, yeah.
What?
Overborrowed, underworked.
Underworked.
Oh.
So good. That is so good.
St. Peter, don't you call me because I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. What the podcast?
That's it. Anyways, what were we saying?
I don't remember.
Oh, sorry.
Libraries.
Right. Well, now we're on like capitalism. We're on small businesses.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
A little small business I know opened up.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Moving in Silence is officially over. We have gone public with our small business,
Yes.
Little House Coffee.
That's right.
Boop, boop.
Yes.
It's
Kara and
crazy
I.
I don't have one in my hand.
We usually do on these
know.
episodes, but it's a weird.
We just
it's a
jumped right into it.
After.
It's a weird timing. no
Well, I
worries.
mean, I came and you guys already had Starbucks. We actually showed up with Starbucks, so
Yeah, so it was kind of a wash.
Not
day.
Annie.
No
We
big
tried
deal.
supporting
No.
a small business today.
yeah.
Yeah,
Turns
that's
out
good.
other small businesses.
Not gonna name
suck.
names, but
Guys-
not good.
Let's keep the thread. All right. Little House
House.
Coffee.
Thank you.
Kara and I just recently opened a coffee cart. We had our soft hard launch.
We'll insert the Instagram
No.
page right here.
We're gonna put in
There's a
superimpose the
50-50
logo
shot.
right here.
Right here.
Maybe.
You got plenty of time.
Maybe. Well, is it there? Tell us,
Timestamp,
Is it there?
12
Was it there? Was there?
Was it there?
Yeah.
Just close your eyes really, really tight and imagine
A
a
couch.
couch.
This has been
There it is.
a
There it is.
project we've been working on. Well, we've been talking on it for a long time, and truly started working on it about
December.
4 or 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
November
like
was when we got the cart,
Yeah.
and then we got our machine. We kind of started like getting all the pieces, and then it really started happening pretty fast here. And now here we are, March 1st. We had our yard party.
Yeah.
You can see all of the coolness on Instagram, and our TikTok is kind of getting a little traction there, so that's fun too.
Very nice. Very nice.
And yeah, it was a good time. Annie was there. Annie,
I was there.
You can speak on it a little bit. Was it,
It was
an
great
enjoyable time?
vibes.
What do you
It-
think?
I think it truly was like the perfect setup. You had it where your front yard was kind of like the lounge area with the seating, and then the line formed in your driveway, and right in front of your garage you had the cart set up, and it truly was kind of the perfect setup.
Yeah, I would say so too.
It is great. It was
The
a great
reception
place
area.
to crash out.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice.
You're welcome.
Did you?
I crashed out
A
hard.
lot of my
we
family members did
crashed
too.
out afterwards. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You may or
It's
may not know this.
crazy.
My sister doesn't handle her caffeine pretty well, so after a couple lattes, she's just
Everyone was because
vibrating.
So we did did a pay what you can. We did a Venmo pay what you can. So of course everyone is like, I'm ready for another one. I'm gonna try another one. I'm gonna try. So most people we know had like 3,
Yeah.
like full cups,
2 to 3 drinks.
Yeah, of course.
6
Yeah, double
shots,
shots.
within 2 hours.
I mean, that's my normal intake, but for
Yeah.
the common man, you
Yeah.
know.
So
Yeah.
literally afterwards,
For
we
the
were like,
starter.
all of us were jittery, and we were like, we need sandwiches.
Yeah,
We need bread.
Truly. So yeah, we're full steam ahead now.
Wow. Awesome. How will that work, going forward? you doing a once a month thing, or I mean,
Well,
obviously, you follow the Instagram, you'll find out.
There's been a
but-
lot of discussion about that. That we're kind of in this fun, like, you know, look at it period now, where we're like, okay, reviewing, you know, what went right, what can we do better,
Yeah.
where we go from here. I think definitely I'd like to do a one a month like yard party like we did.
Mhm.
You know, beginning of the month, pay what you can, invite the neighbors, invite our friends, just come and hang for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be where we're gonna have to look at you know, events.
Yeah.
I'm definitely thinking like a weddings and backyard parties and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's on my radar. Another one on my radar,
Mhm.
and maybe we should remove this from the record. No, that's fine. I can
fine.
say it.
It's fine.
Is the weekend down at Rob? We live pretty close to Rob Field, where they do like rec sports and
Yeah.
a lot of like, you know, soccer tournaments on the weekends.
Mhm.
And one of my niece's like friends' parents came, and they were in the neighborhood, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like, you know, we're there every weekend. Our kids play sports. We don't see food trucks. We don't see coffee. Anything is down there. We always have to like drive out to get food and bring it back." And
Whoa,
so that's
cool.
Early
But-
morning parents who have to take their kids to
Totally.
sports who need coffee.
Yeah.
Come on.
it seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, and then farmers market maybe. I'm like, that feels like a harder
Dude,
nut to crack, but
That farmer's market's kind of a crock. The
Go
whole
ahead.
you have to pay like $200 for the booth slot,
Mhm.
and then Kara was saying you have to give like 10% of what you
Kick
make.
a
Yeah.
percentage
You have
back.
to give back.
You have to not only are you
After
paying
you
them,
pay
you're double
for your
paying
slot.
them.
Which
Yes.
honestly, I'm like, I don't believe that all these people are doing that at
I'm
all.
sure there's
I'm sure
maybe
somebody's
some number
checking.
fudging, but there's probably a bean counter, just
Yeah,
keeping
I
people
mean,
accountable.
Why else would they have it?
Sure.
You know, someone's got
I
to.
don't know.
I
There's
think
people popping up in
I
OB
could
all the
see
time.
it. I mean, those farmers markets are wedged every single week. Even in the middle of, I mean, we're in like winter, almost springy time now.
Yeah.
It was wedged last week.
Yeah.
So I could see it being good for foot traffic, and especially in the summertime, like just
I'm
slinging ice
thinking
drinks.
more of the farmers markets that are daytime.
Yeah.
What you
Because
mean?
the OB one is nighttime.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
afternoon
the
evening.
Yeah.
point one at Point Loma High is like Sunday mornings.
There's
Hill-
that one. There's a
Hillcrest
PB. There's a
is
PB one that's in the morning.
Saturday mornings, I think.
The Little Italy one is the
Oof.
morning.
So, you know.
La Mesa, everybody was trying to get into the La Mesa one, which is Friday evenings.
Oh,
and,
the La Mesa
Evenings.
one is
he was-
amazing.
He was saying that
Is it every week?
kind
Yeah.
of. It was kind of. He was like. It felt like when he was telling me, it felt like it was kind of reversed. But he was like, for the first 2 months, you have to be there every Friday.
Yeah.
Like from start to close, the whole
They
time.
need to know that you're in it.
And then after the 2 months, if you get through the 2 months of like being there every week, then you can go like bi-weekly if you wanted.
Oh,
and I was
okay.
like, that
there
feels
was
weird to me,
there
but-
was a girl who I follow her jewelry account because
Hmm.
she takes flowers from events and she'll make jewelry out of it for you to keep. So I went to her for a couple things, and she kept posting on her Instagram like, "Hey, I need someone to run my booth this week."
Yeah.
And I always wondered, I was like, "What? Like, why
You
not
probably
just
wanna
skip this
hold the
week?" But
spot.
it's because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
And he wasn't able to hold the spot. Like he got like 4 weeks in, and he like couldn't. And
So you
then
probably
something
forfeit
came
your
up where he
deposit or
couldn't, and
whatever.
then I was like, dang man,
That's
that's
kind
crazy.
of nice though to be like,
They probably make some money.
it's kind of a
from that.
contract of like,
Yeah.
I'm guaranteed this long.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, so we're at this point now where it's kind of like established, like it's been up until now, like figuring out how to plumb the machine and how to where are we gonna put the ice and all these like kind of technical things, and now it's like, okay, now what do we do with it? Like, what's the next step? Like, and it's fun for me, and it's it's fun for both of us to like kind of be in that entrepreneurial stage, figuring it out.
yeah.
It stresses me out.
How come?
Just, the dreams
Sure.
It's
that I
it's-
have the night before.
Yeah.
What were the dreams you had tonight?
I did have a dream that somebody
Stress dream.
came up to the cart. We had it out on Saturday morning, and somebody came up and tried to fight me and was like, "You can't have this here." And I literally got into a fist fight with somebody.
Who won? They won?
I won. I think I stabbed him with a pencil.
What?
A pencil.
Yeah. I think I literally remember
Not
in my
even
dream
with,
like stabbing him with a pencil.
Not even with like
And being like,
drinking coffee.
I-
yeah.
Not
told
with
Kara-
a coffee stir.
Yeah.
Carol
Pencil.
woke up.
Pencil.
Carol woke up and was like, "I just had a bad dream." I was like, "Me too." was like, Cara, I had a dream that I was like fighting this guy, and then I was like, Cara, call 911. Like, this is bad. And then I had to like grab a pencil and like stab him.
He died.
And I don't
Mine
know.
was
We don't
mine
know.
was that we were out
Allegedly.
there
It
making
It
coffee.
changes the charge.
We were out there making coffee, and then suddenly it starts like pouring down rain, and all my signs are messed up. Like they're all like melting, and all the paint is coming
That's
off.
actually pretty realistic.
And then
you missed the rain
then
by a few days.
then a ton of people keep showing up, and it's like people from my life who like.
I will say it was a pretty good. It was a pretty good amount of people.
Yeah, it was a good turnout.
Yeah. But
I
you
will
guys,
say
there was
none
no
of those
super
things
long
happened.
lines.
It was a very positive day.
Yes,
Very
yes, very
positive.
nice.
I
support
can't
from
say
our
that
family and
literally when we
friends.
started doing it, I had the fear of my dream coming true.
Really?
You know
Yeah.
who we did see too that we don't interact with much? Our next door neighbors.
Yeah.
Really?
Love that.
Yes.
We've lived in our house now I've lived there for 5 years now. Kara's lived there for 3.5 or something like that. Don't really know our neighbors, any of our neighbors.
No.
Yeah, it's a
So
hard
it was
thing
cool
do
to
talk
meet
your
them and
neighbors.
like, you know,
Wait, your neighbors have the most adorable baby.
so sweet.
And
Yes.
Taylor Peckham and I were
Well,
talking to Eric.
they moved in. They only moved in like a year ago.
Yeah.
Longer than that, I'd say.
No, a year. I would say a year.
You were talking to Eric.
But we were talking to Eric, and the baby kept on like was such a little ham, and she kept on doing this. She was like, "Hey," like, "Hey." She like had learned how to point, and he goes, "Yeah." She does like the sideways point, and it really she like knows how to get you. And the whole time she's like smiling and like giggling and just like giving us the like sideways
What's up?
finger guns, like, "Hey, man." And it was killing me. I was like, "Oh my gosh." She goes, "Yeah, she knows she's cute. It's dangerous."
She knows what she has.
She
I didn't
knows.
even know half the people who were there because I couldn't see.
I know, poor Kara. We didn't get you a step stool.
The cart is so
Poor
big.
thing.
And
Yeah.
the espresso machine, I literally steaming milk. I'm like looking up to steam the milk. And then I wouldn't be able to, like Ryan was saying hi to all these people. And I was like, who's here? Who's
Well,
here? I
it's
can't
the
see.
it's the brains of the operation and then the face. Obviously, somebody's
you
got
are
to
the
be,
face.
you know, the front
Oh,
lines.
oh, you're the face of the operation.
100%.
I thought that was
Kara?
I thought that was
110%
obvious.
Ryan's the face.
Hello. Look, do I
I
look
thought you
like
put
somebody
your-
that knows
I
how
thought
to
you were
make
supposed to
coffee?
put your best foot forward.
Go ahead.
You're gonna say Kara's not your best foot.
I'm not sure what you mean.
She's the brains, which is also the best foot.
Somebody
They
has
can
to
be
run the
same-
coffee.
Those
No,
things can
I'm
be
the
Or
the
like
art.
same.
two
I'm the
feet.
art.
You know, that's the thing
Yeah,
about
she's
feet
the
is you
beauty.
need both of them to work.
That is
Brains,
true.
bronze, brains,
That is
bronze,
true.
brains, bronze. Yes.
Where's beauty come in?
Beauty is in the eye of the
Really?
beholder, Annie.
You
Okay.
get this all wrong, Annie. You're totally off base on this. It's crazy.
Up until recently, she was working for Little House Coffee, and now it's like
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know.
I'm-
Wild.
What? I've
You're
been
out.
putting in the sweat
No,
equity.
you're out. You're
you
out.
put in your 2 weeks. I thought.
No.
Wait, what is this email I just received?
Oh my
You're
gosh,
out.
no, that was supposed to go to my other
Brian
coffee
very
shop.
specifically sent an email out saying, "Please tell me what you do for this company,"
And you didn't respond to it.
and
if
so
you
that's
didn't
your
respond-
resignation.
And
That's
frankly,
how it works.
that's your resignation.
Gosh, that's
Yikes.
crazy. Please give me a detailed job description.
That's exciting, guys. Well, hey,
Hey,
you know,
we-
best wishes.
We missed you, man. We wish
Best
you were
wishes.
there.
Yeah, I'll be at the next one. I'm sure.
You were at the D land though, the land of the D.
Gosh, I know Disneyland. That place is it's fun. It's
That
you
freaking
know,
Cocoa Puff drink, though.
I'm not-
so good.
it's
And
not
then I got,
sounding
I
like-
got a lot of hate, by the way, online about posting about the cocoa drink.
Yeah, you did a
because-
coffee shop review.
Because your guys' thing was at the same
Oh.
time. Apparently, can't have any other coffee. And I
Well, it was. I mean, it was pulling. You know, some of the audience
Yeah.
from our posts.
Disneyland, the most iconic
Yeah.
cold brew coffee probably is pulling from your debut. I
Okay,
suppose.
Noted.
I suppose.
I'm willing to
Until you
Try to
make
top
your
that.
until you make your iconic cold brew.
deal.
This is the one that it rules the world. I'd say.
I'd say that's
On
probably
terms
true.
of
That's a good
brew.
cold brew.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
I'm
a
not
cold
saying
brew.
all coffee. I'm just saying
that cold brew is like a 2 to 3 times a day. If you are at
Those are
Disneyland
so
all day long, you
Oh,
could
I'm
have that
knocking-
3 times
I'm
a day.
knocking
Love it.
out 3
We
or
at least
4
have
maybe.
them too.
Yeah.
It's something about
so good.
the cream
It's so good.
cheese,
The
whatever.
cream cheese foam.
It's like that's the part
only,
that gets me.
We only recreated it one time because I know the recipe,
Mhm.
and it was so good.
Well, that was our kind of our thing for a minute because we just went to Disneyland. We are like, what if you just made that and
Yeah.
sold that down at
Yeah.
the farmers market?
Yeah.
You could make $1 million.
Because that's not real. Like in my head, and this is toxic. It's that doesn't mean it doesn't register as like a coffee to me. It's like
It's a
so
sweet
much
treat.
more.
Dessert.
You know, it's like
Yes.
it's like a little treat. You know, so
Mhm.
forget my normal coffee allocation for the day, which is between 6 and 7 goes.
6 and 7 goes. You think?
You know,
of
cups
coffee?
or whatever. Yeah. or
think you're having
doses. Oh yeah, at least 4 or 5
On a Disney day or on a normal day?
On a normal day, I'm at least having 4.
Have you checked your heart lately?
Gosh,
I
Johnny,
know,
let me
it's-
check
John's
your
got a good
pulse.
heart.
Let me check
It's
your
fine.
pulse.
No, I'm good actually.
That's really high.
It's 1
I'd
million.
rather die.
Actually,
For the record,
I can
I'd
feel
rather
your
die.
pulse from here.
Yeah.
I can feel it from
yeah,
here.
I
Oh
can feel
shoot.
it.
How many cups of coffee do you have a day?
Depends on the day. Normally, these days, I'm drinking definitely 2 cups, maybe 3 cups a day.
Yeah, I'm between 2 and 4 for sure.
I just recently got I moved my coffee pot from home into my. Sorry, are we keeping it?
I'm sorry. Are we keeping you? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Is this?
She
Is
just
this
fully
coffee
pot? Where's
yawned.
your coffee pot?
I moved it into my dressing room at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
And my last, I was like, oh, I'm going to make a pot of coffee for the
Yeah.
day. I probably drank like 6 or 7 cups
Yeah,
of coffee. It was so bad. By the end of it, I was like, okay, playing my guitar, like,
Double speed.
yeah, totally.
Your set is 8 minutes
You
instead of
have
15.
to end. You have
Yes,
to end.
I have
right
to
as-
cut it. And so I'm just like, oh, I'll riff. I'm riffing. Yeah.
So
He dived into the water with the dolphins.
Fine.
well,
whatever.
so the caffeine for
Run across the
Disneyland,
water.
it was particularly a tough day for caffeine for me because I had a coffee before we got in there. I had the cold brew.
Yep.
Then I had such a mix, a monster, like
Whoa.
an hour later,
Oh.
and then
No
we
Red
had-
Bulls in the park?
Then we had another. I had another coffee, and I really milked that coffee because I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I need to slow down.
monster.
Yeah, but you're also walking it off in Disneyland.
Jordan was like, this is not okay. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm literally fine.
Did you park hop? Or were you
No,
just strictly
so
Disney?
With this SoCal thing, you have to choose a park, but you get 3 days. So
That's
we've done
right.
Disney, and then the last one, which will be March 22nd, we are going to California Adventure.
Okay.
March 22nd. Oh, we're in New York.
You know what I love about California Adventure?
I'm in Sacramento.
Disneyland.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. well,
That's crazy.
Hold that thought. We're gonna get to that in a second.
Yeah, what the
Disneyland, I'm iced coffee, definitely.
Yeah.
Huh.
California Adventure, sometimes I'll get a sneaky little beer in the middle
Oh,
of the day.
really?
And that changes the whole game. Drinking at Disneyland,
So
fun.
I really made I did my times. This time I drove up and down, and
Nice.
we drove our car and me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, next time I'm not driving,
of course
and
not.
so I'm
course
like,
not.
next time I might have a few bevies because I'm
I
like,
think that's the way.
not that it really matters because you have a beer in the middle of the day, you'd be fine to drive home.
No,
But I'm
yeah,
just,
totally.
In general,
But
it's like
just locking it in.
I'm just like
life,
I'm not driving.
just so you know, I won't be driving.
Yeah, Disney. We talk about this all the time. Disney, it's so cool. And that somebody asked me like, "What's your favorite?" Somebody at church was like, "What was your favorite part?" And I was like, "Okay, I was like, honestly, just like
People watching.
Disney is like they do magic well. Like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like and it's for kids primarily, but you could make an argument that adults have fun too. We all have fun, going,
Oh, absolutely.
But it's like primarily for kids, and so, but I'm like, I always love just watching the kids have their like you can see it in their eyes, like when something happens, like a parade or something, the kids are like so mystified, like it is magic, and that's so fun.
absolutely still feel like a kid.
I'm
When I
mystified.
go there, I feel like a kid. So
Totally,
still.
yes,
I'm
absolutely.
like, oh, this is awesome.
What I
It's-
wanted to say for Fantasmic because I love that show,
Uh-huh.
and they were like, oh, we didn't say because we had we had the child, and they were like
Rough.
spent, and I was like, whatever. I was like next time I go, I'm going. I really want to go. I want to like roll in at like 10 a.m.
Uh-huh.
So
No rope drop
no
for you?
road drop for me, and I want to drive up, have fun, like, and then go like it's at 10 a.m. Not crazy.
Yeah.
Spend all day until 12 a.m. and then get a hotel and stay the night.
Yes.
And drive home in the morning.
Let me tell you what
Awesome.
hotel you need to stay in.
It's an ideal.
Candy Cane.
Candy Cane
That's
Inn.
what I. That's what I
It's
hear.
the Candy Cane Inn.
Candy
Candy
Cane.
Cane
That's
Inn.
where
Let me
you're gonna
tell
wanna
you,
go.
they
It's walking distance from the park.
have
you can
the
park there for free.
best breakfast.
Save yourself $30 right there
Yeah.
and park for free at the Candy
Yeah.
Cane Inn.
Yes.
Stay the night.
Because we did.
You get a full
Continental
ass
breakfast.
breakfast.
It's
What?
ri-
The
not
last
even
time-
not even continental. Like
It's like
huge
intercontinental. I'd
breakfast.
say.
The last time we went, we decided to go up. We went up the night before. Like we drove at like 7 p.m. Got there, stayed in a hotel, went.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Here's my thing though.
Let's hear
If
it.
I had to choose, well, obviously,
Medieval times.
ideally, if you
Yes.
can, stay in a hotel before, stay in a hotel after, that'd be great.
Yeah, of course.
But if you have to choose to stay in a hotel post Disney or pre Disney?
Post.
I think post. Because
Post.
pre one, you never sleep well in a hotel bed. Like I don't at
Okay.
least. You know, like the first night is always like.
But the day after Disney,
But
you're
it doesn't
night.
matter. Yes, it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Doesn't
Yep.
matter.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Because you're knocked out.
So next time.
Also,
I
our
was
drive
telling
is
him-
so like so easy
It
to
is
get
pretty
up there.
good. An hour and a
it is
half,
crazy.
2 hours
It doesn't
maybe.
take long at all. It's crazy.
I was talking to some people from Michigan, and they were we started on a conversation about boomers. You guys remember boomers, obviously.
I'm familiar with boomers. Okay, boomer.
No, like boomers, the like
I was
arcade.
You mean
Okay,
the
boomers.
Family Fun
the
Center?
Family Fun Center.
Oh,
I'm
I'm glad
boomer.
you
They
clarified.
said, "Oh, is that where you had your like grad night?" Like, cause for them in Michigan, that was
Right.
like they instead of like going to Disneyland, they went to their equivalent of boomers, and
Oh.
everyone hung out until like midnight, right? And I said, "No, ours is at Disneyland," and they all were like, "Okay, we Annie had Disneyland growing up."
California
And I was
girl.
like- it was like, you had yours at Boomers? No, ours is at Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Grad night at boomers sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the closest to Disneyland
Sounds like
you
I'm
got.
not going.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Boomers.
I'm busy.
yeah.
Grad night at the Great Lakes. Okay. Oh, we're from Michigan.
That is.
That's where the Great Lakes are,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
Lake Superior. Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, yeah, doesn't matter.
Who cares?
No, my favorite part about Disneyland is at grad night. The lines were so long because there's an insane amount of schools there
Yeah.
that we ended up not going on any rides. We did food hopping.
Love.
We ate our way through Disneyland. We got the
Dang.
macaroni cones at California Adventure. We went over. We got the apple juice slushy over by the Matterhorn. The cream cheese filled pretzel.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Love.
Those are good.
amazing!
That's
Those
I
are
think
good.
probably my favorite part of Disneyland is the food hop
Yeah.
But
every year. But there's something about you just walk in that place. They got
It's
music
amazing.
playing. I don't know what they're pumping in the air, probably crack or something. But you
Yeah.
just like feel good. You're walking in. It's all like
That's
you know.
what I'm
You go in
saying.
early in the morning. It's like that crisp, cool air. You're like, oh yeah. Like
That's what I'm saying.
I love
it's like
Disney.
It's just the environment is
Uh-huh.
like there really is not one thing. I know some people have like specific rides or specific attractions.
Sure.
Or like, but I'm like, for me, it's just the whole. It's like the whole vibe. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
like I said, you go there and you're walking like 10 miles or a day or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even know. You don't even, at the end of the day, you don't even realize. It's like until you walk out of those gates, and then it goes, your whole body just like slumps, and you're like, okay, I'm dead to the world.
I saw a TikTok that was like, people love Disneyland because we just miss like walkable cities. Like they just don't.
Oh.
They're coming from somewhere that's like, the Midwest or something, or you live in Texas, you live in Colorado or something, like all these Midwest places. You got to drive 45 minutes, 20 minutes to get to the gas station.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're in Disneyland. You can walk around all day long. You can go over here and get a little something to eat, and then you can walk over here, and it's a whole different thing over here.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you just want to live in a walkable city.
Yeah, that makes sense. One moment happened; it was really sweet, and it kind of locked, it like struck like a childhood memory to me. Is Jordan, my sister was shopping in a shop, and Jordan and I we just gotten like a snack, and the parade just happened to start. We didn't plan to see it or anything, but here it is coming down Main Street. And I'm watching all the characters. Again, those characters point in general directions, and I'm sure it hits like 10 kids.
Yeah.
But Mickey looked right at me and
Mickey.
pointed at me.
Honestly,
And I was like,
you
Awesome.
as someone who has been inside of
Mickey.
those
Yeah.
those type of
Hey,
costumes,
yo.
Yeah.
they're pointing at specific people.
But
Yeah.
it was like so.
And you know.
It was
He
like
picked
something
you,
about
Mickey
my.
picked you.
It just kind of struck me. I was
And
like,
then your
wow,
heart
that was
stops, you're like,
oh my gosh, that was so sweet. Again, there's probably like 2 kids behind me.
A
I didn't
magical
see,
moment.
But I was like, I don't know what it was about. It was really sweet for me. I was
He
like,
was
oh my
waving to the kids.
God.
You're like,
I-
Mickey, it's me.
Hey, me.
Remember me, John?
I love watching those
from
parades.
when I was a kid, John.
now,
That's me.
now it's different because I know so many people who work there.
Oh.
So now seeing
So
parades,
you're
it's like,
jaded.
no. Now I'm like, oh, where's my friends? Where's my friends in this parade? Like, I know they're working today.
No, you're broken.
It's gonna be
That
so
doesn't
fun to
sound
see
fun
them.
anymore. That doesn't sound fun anymore.
It's fun because the whole time you're like, oh, they're coming.
You're,
Really?
you're jaded.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
all right, that's
I'm sorry
all
your
right.
childhood
They
was
broke
taken
you.
from you.
jaded.
They broke you. That's all right.
Well,
They got
listen,
her.
before we close the show here, I do want to talk about
Flew by.
I know, we're just blasting through.
I know,
Well,
sorry.
we still have a little time left.
Yeah,
I do
let's
want to
talk
talk
about
about he wasn't on the Deadpool this year, but Gene Hackman has passed away.
Yeah, pretty
If you're not familiar
mysteriously.
with Gene Hackman,
Something weird. Something
he's
very
an
weird
old-timey
happened.
actor in a lot of movies. him
He was
and
95.
his wife and his dog. All
One of his
passed away
dogs.
in their
One
in
out
their
of
home.
3.
Oh, really?
He had 3 dogs.
That was the whole thing. That's
This
people
is
think
the
it's a
whole weird
murder.
thing.
Okay, because I was chalking it up to carbon monoxide poisoning.
No, they tested negative for that. They tested
Something.
for that.
Really?
It's something weird. Did you hear?
No.
Okay. I was watching E News.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Extra.
they released all of the reports, the
source.
police reports and stuff. They went. Their neighbor had said like, "Hey, like something weird is going on in this house. Like I think something happened to them. I haven't seen them. Whatever." They go in. First, they find the wife in the bathtub with a pill bottle spilled open. She was already partially mummified.
Oh, so she'd been there a long
So
time.
she'd been there.
Yeah.
In the
Gross.
other room was Gene Hackman. Kind of looked like he fell because the way he fell, his glasses were like next to him.
Oh.
And then the dog was in the room. Dead.
So
Okay, so why was how did the dog die?
So that's the question. It's like
Shot
they
in the back
don't-
of the head?
They don't understand. The dog was dead. He was dead. She was dead.
the
broken
dog
heart.
died.
Broken
The
heart.
woman
The
had a
other-
broken heart because the dog died.
I think
And then Gene
No.
Hackman finds the wife killed
So-
herself,
She was-
and then he died of a heart attack.
she was suicidal, but didn't want to leave Gene Hackman to like find her, so she poisoned him and his favorite dog, and then killed herself.
So something weird happened.
The theory is that I heard is
It's
because
not
she
funny, but-
was technically his caretaker, and so they think maybe because he's
His
95.
wife was his
His
Oh,
wife
okay.
was like
Wife
his
was a
legal
Yes.
caretaker.
Kara will be yours.
So
one
they
day.
think because
Yeah.
she was also they think she
I'll
was
be long
dead
gone.
longer because she was partially
She was
mummified.
mummified.
So they think that maybe she killed herself, and he basically like couldn't take care of himself anymore, didn't know what to do, like, and then ended up having a fall
I don't know about that.
and passing away. And
But
I don't
how
know
did
about
the dog? Well, the dog could have eaten the pills.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Dog could have eaten the pills.
But how would
She just
he?
solved that. I love this solving. one.
Dog could have eaten
Dog
the
could have
pill.
pills.
I didn't think about
Light bulb.
that.
So, yeah,
Did we check the
something
dog
weird.
for cyanide poisoning?
I think.
Cyanide.
Do we don't know that the dog wasn't murdered.
Here's what I think.
We don't
I
know
think they
anything.
had a sudden realization that they're old and that they
Yeah, sure.
didn't have a lot left, and I think they wanted to go out together. And I think that maybe in the last moments
He chickened out?
He chickened out. He's like, oh, I don't want to go, and that's
He-
why his body's
oh my
all
gosh.
like,
He died anyways.
You know?
He saw a Disneyland parade happening on TV,
Yes.
and Mickey pointed at him, and he was like, "No, I
You know
can't.
what?
I
You know
can't
what's
go."
funny?
So sad. This is so
You know, it's
sad.
funny when I said that, I knew it was going to be used against
Yeah,
me.
of course,
I almost
of course.
immediately was like, I wish I could take
What's
back.
What's
but
worse
John.
is there's his very last interview. So Gene Hackman's last movie he ever made was in 2004, and he had an interview. I'm not sure. He had an interview on some talk show. I don't remember which one, but the interview was talking about death, and he goes on saying like, "Yeah, I'm scared of death. I'm
Well,
scared
that
to
could
die."
be a
and-
coincidence. When you're 90, I mean, a lot of old people talk about death.
Yeah.
He was like 70 something, 20 years ago.
Gene
2004.
Hackman. What?
20
I
years
don't know.
20
What
years
would we
ago,
know
he would have
him
been
from? I
70,
recognize the
74.
name.
It's gonna be so lame when it all comes out. They're gonna be like, yeah, he had a heart attack and she killed herself and the dog just died of natural
The
causes.
Royal
We're like,
Tenenbaums.
oh, come on.
The dog was just also old.
Yeah, I
Dog
hate
is-
when it's just
Oh,
like not
he was
crazy.
He was an ants.
Oh.
Got it.
That's why he killed himself.
Oh, he just kept thinking about that movie.
I'm never gonna get an Oscar nom, and he killed
John,
himself.
I just want to reiterate, it's okay to like Disney, and anyone that makes fun of you for enjoying a fun day at Disneyland
Yeah, they
should be
suck.
dragged out in the street and shot.
Amen.
And then speaking of dead,
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
they did the in memoriam at the
My
Oscars.
camera is slowly lowering. Like it's literally like at my eye. Like,
We really got to tighten it. Once we said it, we got to
At the Oscars, they did the in memoriam,
All right, never
and
mind.
people are pissed because Michelle Trachtenberg was not included,
Oh, the girl the ice princess from last
who
week. that
just died.
died. Oh,
Should
sad.
be
But-
cheers.
R.I.P.
Exactly, because Shannon Doherty, who also died,
Yes.
Don't know.
also was not included.
Who was that again?
Guys,
She was in Charmed. She was one of the sisters in Charmed. Shannon Doherty.
production's just getting, they're just getting they have such high bar for production people these days. They're like, oh, they died yesterday and they weren't in the
It is-
slideshow. It's like, guys, that slideshow was made a week ago. You
Gene,
know, like,
Gene Hackman was in it.
okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, he was in it.
It's by the way,
He literally was in
the
it.
Oscars. So I feel like we should probably hold it to some
Yeah, it's
Standard.
weird.
It
The
doesn't
Oscars
matter to
they were
They
fine.
don't care.
This
maybe
year.
He doesn't
they do.
care.
Listen,
When's the last
'cause
time she acted?
You support production guys to a fault, John. You're like, well, what? They probably had a swamped week.
I don't know why that
Huh.
doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Unless
I
maybe
don't
they
get it.
knew he was gonna die.
Maybe they were like the Ice Princess, man. That's
They
a
all knew
decom.
he
That's what I'm
dead.
saying. I'm saying they're
They
like,
all knew
oh,
he
She
was
wasn't
dead.
only in the
original?
Ice Princess.
I bet
Cover
you
up, you
it's the
guys.
same as the
They're
president.
like, oh, Gossip
is
Girl.
if you're an agent or a manager for an older celebrity.
She was
you
an
know,
Inspector
it's
Gadget.
probably the
too.
part that they don't like to talk about, but they probably plan.
In
You know,
17 again.
they're writing their in memoriams. They're writing their eulogies.
They have a photo selected already.
They
Yeah,
have a
I
photo
mean,
selected.
I have
I
my
would.
photo selected.
And they call up their guys at the Oscars and go, okay, hey, put Gene on the list for this. Oh, sorry about Gene.
Did you guys
He's on.
see that we'll never know how she died? Michelle Trachtenberg.
do you
How?
mean?
Why?
Her parents denied an autopsy.
What?
I think
they
they
killed her.
I think they knew she was doing drugs. And
I thought she had liver failure
but why would they deny an autopsy?
because they don't want to.
Because they don't want the press seeing that the autopsy said there was drugs in her system.
Sure,
Dude,
honestly,
great.
like, if we
I
all
I
thought
respect
about
it.
So
I
sad.
respect it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I
But
guess
now
not
it's
really.
just our speculation. It's not like
I think they
confirmed.
probably don't want the backlash of they probably bought their way onto a liver transplant list, bought their way up, and then she gets this liver transplant to then die of drug use, which probably is
or
why she needed a
alcoholism.
liver-
They don't want
Or
them to see the
alcoholism.
probably
serial number
why
on the
she
liver.
needed
Yeah,
a
that's
liver
probably it.
transplant.
People are so cynical.
Quick recap of the Oscars.
Bought their way to the top.
No, we're at the end of the
No,
show.
we're not.
We're not
We
talking
are.
about the Oscars.
What?
We're at 40 minutes. However, we are
We
going to
kept it
talk
quick.
about
Oh
the
my gosh.
Oscars in the post show. Folks, for just $4 a month, you can support What the Podcast on Patreon, okay? You can go over to our Patreon. You can watch the post show. That's kind of like our talk back after the show. We do it every week, and we upload some BTS videos now and then. We upload, we got a merch drop coming this summer. It's going to be crazy. You're going to want to see the inside scoop on that. So Patreon, it helps keep the lights on over here at Albright Entertainment Studios at What the Podcast Incorporated. So get down to the bio. $4 a month. You can support us, and we thank you so much. And we are going to talk about the Oscars in the post show.
Yes, we are.
Yes, it was a crazy Oscars. Not
Next
really.
time you see me, my camera will be straight and perfect.
Well, let's not get crazy.
Maybe
It's not my fault that it
Let's not
slowly
carry it away.
lowers.
That's true. It's not your fault. On the couch, as always, Cara Tafolla, Annie the Skovmand. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And we'll see you next week on
What the Podcast?
Hey, it's just four homies. We talk about stuff every week, and that's never gonna change. Okay? We're gonna keep talking about stuff, except for Annie. She's off the show after this week.
Look forward to my memoriam episode.
She's
Come on, guys. That's
guys.
funny.